and welcome to my Socially Speaking. Of course, I'm your girl, Sunny Day, and this is my YouTube channel. Welcome. I have truly missed you guys. Haven't checked in a couple of, days, weeks, but I miss you. I pray that all is well with you and yours, and I pray that everything is all good. I've been involved in a few new endeavors, let's say. Of course, I'm going to fill you in on it at a later date and time. But as for today, first of all, like and subscribe for your girl if you're feeling like it. I want us to talk about something that I consider to be very serious. And shout out to Savannah, my makeup artist. Hi, Savannah. We were having a little lighthearted discussion today about societal images and societal perceptions of what is good taste, what is poor taste, what's favorable, what's attractive, what's not attractive. And what we concluded was that it doesn't matter that much. If it doesn't matter that much to you, and it does matter that much if it matters a lot to you. For example, I know that some people feel that someone else's opinion of what you're wearing, how you look, how you do your hair, how your outfit is, what type of car you have, how you have your home. I guess basically what I'm saying is if you don't have anything nice to say, pretty much just don't say anything. And I have previously covered this topic, but I'm going to always reiterate certain topics, but I really feel a strong need to bring this up today because it's just some people and their opinions are just too impressionable for others. And I guess staying in line with my kindness challenge, remember that? I feel the need to readdress societal's perspective on appearance and on image. It's just not that serious. It's just not that deep. Because if someone has a less likely opinion about someone's preferences on how they look, what they wear, how they carry themselves, or someone's judgments. And remember, those that judge don't matter, and those that matter don't judge. Remember that? Yeah. It's just very hurtful. And we need to take a look in the mirror, a long look in the mirror at ourselves before we start looking at somebody else. Remember that saying, you point one finger at somebody else, you got three pointing back at you. It's so much easier to take care of ourselves than it is for us to take care of somebody else. So instead of worrying about what someone else's appearance is or judging someone else based on how they look, check in with yourself. Really check in with yourself and make sure you're good before you start talking about somebody else. And, a lot of times people aren't even that insightful enough to figure out whether or not they're good. But for some uncanny reason, they could always figure out what's wrong with someone else and judging someone else for what they're doing, what they have. People are very creative. And remember, only our Father can judge us. But some people have a deep-seated tendency to be artistic, to be creative, to be explorers, to be eclectic. And who are we to judge it and to put it down and say that ain't right. We're not the ones to judge one another. And in this stage of the game, for real, we really don't need to do that unless someone asks us their opinion. And I'm gonna keep it real 100 with you and tell you, if someone asks me, do I look, if someone says, oh, how does this look? Does this look really bad? And I'm not gonna lie, you may judge me right now. If I know that might hurt you, you're asking me, but people don't really want the truth. Even when they ask you, they want you to say, well, they don't want the truth if it's not kind or if it's not uplifting. They say they do, but they don't. So if someone asks me, depending on who it is, the situation, who, what, where, when, how, and why, oh, does my dress look really, really nice? I might, if I'm thinking, not really, I'm probably not even going to tell you. Because me, I don't want to hurt your feelings. And I know your feelings are going to be hurt, and I know where it won't end there. I know it. And that's for me. That's for me. Now, if you got, tissue paper stuck on your shoe, or if you're going to be hurt, or if you're going to, you put yourself in a dangerous situation, yeah, I'm going to alarm you. But if your dress is too tight, or if you think it's real, real nice and it's not, and you ask me, listen, that's your dress. You picked it out. I'm not that invested. It's not that serious. I'm trying to make sure my dress is okay and that I'm all right. I'm checking in with myself. And if I know this is going to interfere with our communication or our relation, it's just not that important to me. So I'm probably, and then I know people don't want the truth. I know that hands down most of the time. Not for me anyway. So I'm probably, depending on who that person is and what our relationship is, I just might say, you know what, the dress is fine. It's no big deal. Because I don't want to hurt the relationship I have with that person. And I don't want to hurt that person's feelings, whether it's a friend or not. And that's just me. Because I'm gonna uplift. I'm going to empower. I'm not going to become what I fight, which is hurtful people. And I know hurt people. I know. But that still don't give you a pass to do it. It doesn't give you a pass. I'm not giving you a pass. So I'm going to always be that example that I don't see. And I'm going to always try to uplift someone. And if the dress is ugly that you ask me about and I don't tell you that it's ugly, I'm going to point out how good you are with something else or how good you look with something else. And I'm just fed up with society's perceptions, heavy perceptions of what we look like. Let people be themselves and look how they want to look, and let God take care of them and what they do with, to, and for themselves. Let's just focus more. Let our focal point be more on love. Love, love. Okay? Because that's something we don't have enough of. How we look, what we're wearing, what we have, our materialistic stuff, our superficial stuff, is very, very unimportant. Yeah, we all like nice things. We like to look nice. We like to enjoy things, but we just put too much weight on it. Because the number one thing is love and care and consideration and kindness towards and for one another. That's number one. We may not be behaving accordingly, but that really is number one. It's about uplifting one another, male, female, children, whomever. It's about us empowering one another. It's about us being able to count on one another, loyalty and leaning on each other. That's what we need to focus on, not what society says about how we should appear to the world as this, the better you look, the better you are. No. And I mean, I do agree that, if you, how you carry yourself sometimes for some of us is conducive to how we feel. I know I will admit for myself, if I do feel just a little lethargic or frustrated or tired. And then, I try to make sure I put on a pretty yellow dress. That is conducive to my mental health. It will contribute to, I feel bright, because colors are, you know, very effective in regard to your mental status. Beautiful, pretty colors, oranges, limes, those colors help you to elevate your mood. So I'm definitely more of an orange, red, yellow, type of person. So I I would definitely try to wear something light colored to elevate my mood. And then therefore your mood is heightened when you, for me and for many people. Some people just don't get it. Some people refuse to believe it or even refuse to try it. But it does. What sometimes how we look um, on the outside can help us feel better. So, but that's still not the primary purpose of who we are. That is not to say that that means everything. It means something how we present ourselves to the world every day, but how we feel on the inside and who we are on the inside is most important. And this may seem a little, I don't know, redundant, but I'm still going to always, that's what my channel is about. Again, upliftment, empowerment, and love and encouragement. And it is something that we are lacking in society, and we've been lacking it for a long time. And that is something that's very important and that we are judged on too often. And I am annoyed by it. And that is how we present ourselves, our images to the world and society's perspective on how we look. It's just, it's not okay. It's not acceptable. And I'm going to always remind people who I see or know or whatever, whomever, to discontinue, just work on discontinuing that type of behavior. Sure, some people will never stop, but it's okay for us to pull each other up and not point out things to hurt one another or not point out things to put you down, but just to heighten your awareness about it. Because I know sometimes some people do it unintentionally or let me not say unintentionally. Well, yeah. Some people do it and just may not realize that's what they're doing. Maybe. So I just want to remind us to be loving and stop putting so much weight on outside, superficial, materialistic things, especially sometimes some things that people can't even change. If I don't have a bunch of money to buy something to make me look nicer, then I'm going to make do with what I have. So that's what people do. Many people are doing the best they can. And listen, if you're someone you do want to do better, if you do want some information, you want some tips, or you need some help on elevating your image or whatever, because sometimes people criticize other people's looks because they're having an issue with theirs and probably feel like I can't do what you do and I want to do what you do. So if that's you, ask someone, ask for a recommendation, ask someone, hey, where you get that from? Hey, do you know where it's a good place to go and get this? Or hey, you know where there's a good place to go and get that? Just ask. If you don't know, we all have certain strengths in certain areas. Stop off in a store and ask a store person, a makeup artist, or ask someone at a makeup counter or someone you work with that you might admire something about that person, or you might admire, oh yeah, you live in this neighborhood or that neighborhood and I think it's nice over there. I like to live over there. Just ask. If it's someone that's warm and inviting and approachable, ask, because if you don't know, that's okay. That's okay if you don't know. And it's okay to ask, but pick and choose the people you ask because I don't know. Sometimes some people don't want to give you information. But that's my socially speaking for today. And I hope that we all, myself included, I hope that we stop and think the next time that we look at someone and feel so inclined to judge the person unfairly, and just judge somebody on their looks or their appearance. And just, I want us to remember that it's important, but it's not that important. What's most important is love. I always tell you literally what I say. We have each other's hearts in our hands, and we do. I told you that people say, "Oh, I don't care, I don't care." Yeah, we care. Yeah, it's okay to sometimes dismiss what someone says, and definitely, if it don't apply, let it fly right over your head. Don't even take it in. But be true to yourself. To thine own self, be true. If it is bothersome to you what someone says about you, how society might be treating you, because a lot of people are really heavily affected by societal perceptions and by societal poor treatment. And a lot of people don't even say anything. Speak up. You have the right to speak up for yourself. Your thoughts matter, your feelings matter, you matter. So speak up for yourself. You're not wrong, you're not being extra. Say how you feel. Say how you feel. And I mean appropriately, kindly, and lovingly. I heard somebody say last week something about, I think it was my friend Sharon from from when I was like 9 years old, 8 years old. She said something about before you speak, take the emotions out of it. And I'm so guilty of that. I really I gotta do that. I definitely speak from emotions. Can't you tell? And that's something I gotta work on. But speak up for yourself, and not to recommend that you have a confrontation or anything, but speak up for yourself kindly, gently, and lovingly. And speaking of love, love yourself, because we're in a different type of world. I always say that too, different from the world once was, obviously. But you got to speak up for yourself. Say how you feel, okay? And as you're speaking up for yourself and you're demanding respect, don't forget to be respectful to others. And until we meet again, beautiful party people, I care. If nobody told you they care about you today, I do, and I mean it. So I will see you soon, real soon. Have a blessed evening.